Bitcoin appears like it wants to break out, and that can be such a tease, but it looks on the edge of making a large move. I think it's probably to the upside here. Joe and I are probably in agreement there. I think it was about 70-30, that it does look like after the compression we've had, the building above the 200, the slow compression, the time-based capitulation, all the other factors we look at all the time, including the strong bullish divergence we've seen on the weekly, also the exhaustion of sellers on the monthly, weekly, daily. I mean, you couldn't ask for really a better setup of a turn of that oil tanker, but we just have to remember, as always, it takes time. These build outs of lows take time. So, look, and as well, we can blast up to 68.73 over the next week or two. Doesn't mean we can't come back down to that 60 range. But again, longer term investors will be salivating over this entry. We're getting very, very close, and we're getting that squeeze through the 10 and the 200. Once we make a decisive decision here, I would expect flows and volume to follow. What has me rather excited, though, is gold's movement that we've had this week. This is a really strong movement back. This is what I'm expecting Bitcoin to do. Sooner or later, we're going to get a big green candle, whether it be weekly, daily, whatever, but it's going to be a sizable move just to let everyone know, okay, we're back. 8 to 15%, that could easily happen in Bitcoin. But this here for gold, that's beautiful to see. And I think I have the gold chart over here mapped here of this downtrend. That's huge. That's a massive movement back into these regions. And look, if I'm honest, Joe and I had a discussion today about the fund and portfolio management. Don't put gold off the menu. Look, gold's been in a pretty aggressive downtrend for quite a while, but if the debasement trade is back on, which I would expect Bitcoin to run in that environment, gold is going to do very well in this environment too. So the US 10-year yield, this is my personal view around a chart that you can just watch and go, oh, if that starts to go in the opposite direction, then markets are anticipating lower cost of capital. They're anticipating lower yields, lower inflation. All those things are great for Bitcoin. And we really haven't seen that type of environment since not the Trump pump in 2024, but the bull market around FTX time, which is when Bitcoin really thrives. And Bitcoin and crypto haven't been pumping in this environment whatsoever. So I think this is the last shoe to drop. The US 10-year yield is hopefully weakening here at resistance. Does it have a pulse up before it rolls over? I don't know, but I'm watching it like a hawk, and it may not even roll over either. Markets may just continue to price in higher inflation levels over time because of the debasement and the debt and all that. But I think this is going to see a bit of a correlation with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin moves higher, I think the US 10 year yield is moving lower